removed from their major injuries. So that's going to make their body stronger, and that's also going to make GMs more comfortable. Like, okay, we've seen them play for multiple years now after major injuries, right? So it just makes, to me, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it from that standpoint. But again, like I said, we selfish WNBA fans, right? We want to see our teams get better. So we looking at it from that point. We can't wait to see them come in and make our teams better. I get it. But from their standpoint, it's smart to stay another year. Yo, I want to say real quick, Gamble 310, what's up in the chat? I see you, baby. Chicago Cheetah. AD in the chat and on the panel. I see you.
Yeah, and, I don't know how
HD, what's up, my brother?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to operate and navigate it off the phone and then get it to my computer. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So that's my problem.
What I do is I have IG open on the computer.
That's it. I don't got it.
I just have it open as a tab. That's all.
I only got it on my phone, IG. I only got IG because of y'all too, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up, B? We appreciate you.
What's up, what up, bro? What's going on?
What's up, brother? Yo, listen, everybody subscribe to the pages. B Sports Buzz, Fast Break, FST BRK, right? That's how your page is spelled. Everybody subscribe to the pages. Come subscribe to the Perspective, man. If this is your first time watching, we talk all things women basketball. So let's get into it. You know, what you guys thought about what I just said about the transfer portal?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. For me, I kind of looked into the future, and I sat on this panel with AD and Brooke, our first episode, and said, "Yeah, they ain't coming out." It was just like, Olivia Miles ain't coming out. I'm like, no, she ain't coming out. I just, if you think about Olivia Miles and you watched her and watched the type of basketball she played, she's technically only played 2 years of college basketball.
Yeah.
2 years. I don't think she believed that she was ready to come out and enter the draft just yet. I do believe she have other reasons and why she decided to enter the transfer portal and move on from Notre Dame. One being a lack of like NIL. But I just don't believe she was ready. And it's the same with AZ. You have two players who face some injuries in their career so far, and they just haven't had that time to play college basketball or fully enjoy it either. So I didn't see neither one of them coming out. I'm not surprised by them not coming out. I'm more so surprised by Olivia Miles entering the transfer portal. That was a shock to me. I knew she wasn't coming out. I just didn't know she didn't want to be at Notre Dame anymore. That was a shock.
Well, really quick about that. I'm not cutting you off. I just want to add this. And it's not towards Olivia Miles. This is just in general. Just because a player enters a transfer portal don't necessarily mean they're going to leave their team, right? That just means they keeping their options open and looking for what opportunities is out there. But they could, any player who enters the transfer portal could go back to their team. I just wanted to put that out there.
They can, and we have a list of women who decided to enter the portal, and some big names at that. We have Tanaya Latson from Florida State. She decided to enter. Of course, Olivia Miles.
Should we do some predictions?
We can. I'm gonna give y'all the names, then we can do some little predictions. We have Olivia Miles. We have Gianna Nimkins, Sarah Williams, Cara Dunn, Latasha Lattimore, and I think she actually committed somewhere already. Cody McMahon. I'm looking at my own list. Cody McMahon, Kate Caval from Notre Dame entered. Samaya Smith entered. Yarden Garzon entered.
Okay, that's another name I know. I was about to say I only know about 5 of these names. I don't got time for these names I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't care. But the 5 I know, I will talk about.
Keone Keone
What up, B. Will? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though?
Keone McMiller entered, and Clara Silva entered, but she just committed, I think, not too long ago. So we have some big names in this, and I think Talia Scott also committed. That's why I didn't mention her. But we got some big names on this list uh, of players who just decided to move on from their current team to find better opportunities on other teams. AD, what do you think about that list? Any name outside of Olivia Mouse stand out to you?
Tonight, Latin, the number one name. Her name is she could change the dynamic of a whole team. You put her with the right team, which I think she's going to South Carolina. But you put her with the right team, it's lights out. I mean, she didn't have the best team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that. Florida State, you know, they couldn't really compete the way that a lot of these other teams could compete. You put her, you can replace her with any of the top teams, a player on anybody going to the four right now, and she make that team probably had an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a big piece. I think she might be a bigger piece than Olivia Miles. But Miles facilitating, you know, the way she facilitate is big time.
She's definitely a bigger piece than Olivia Miles.
Scoring wise and defensive wise. You know what I'm saying? But Olivia, when it comes to facilitating, that's what she do. You know what I'm saying? She make her players around her better, and she can still go get a bucket. Tonight is just a bucket. She putting 20 up. We guaranteed, like, it ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna get 20 out of her. You know what I'm saying? Now every game ain't gonna be efficient, but she can go out there and score 25 easy. No problem. And she can play defense. She's athletic as hell. So I see she got the 99 overall, like 2K. You know what I'm saying? Like a creative player.
I know this is gonna make me a villain, but I think Tanaya better than Flau'jae. I just think Flau'jae more popular. Pro fan talk. What we talking about, baby?
Let me tell y'all something, man. I like Flau'jae. I'm a Flau'jae.
No, I'm not saying that because I don't like Flau'jae. That's just how much I like Tanaya. I like her like that, bro. I ain't gonna cap. But Flau'jae showing me some flaws recently, man. Her last couple games, I wasn't impressed, man. I wasn't impressed. And I'm gonna keep it real. She needed to come back. She announced that she's staying. She needs to stay another year. You know what I'm saying? No knock to her. I want Flau'jae, you catch this. I think you a baller. Don't get it twisted. But I think you still got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just them last couple of games. She ain't have it, man. I know she got poked in the eye or something. You know, one of them games she was having an issue. She was about to check in, and then they pulled her. You know what I'm saying? The game kept going. She couldn't even get in anyway. They needed to call the timeout to get her in. And she was mad. Like, you could see she was upset about it. But I want to answer the question of the transfer portal that y'all was on at first. I didn't get a chance to go. So, with Olivia Miles and this transfer portal, I'm hearing a couple of different things. All right. So, I'm hearing that it may have a lot to do with Hannah, possibly. Right? But I think the most logical reason it's got a lot to do with the W and the salary in the W. And not just, obviously, the CBA about to get redone. Y'all know the money going up. Everybody know the money going up. So if you got another year eligibility left and you can make the money you're going to make in college, you can still be a prominent player, still get your endorsements, NIL, whatever you want to call it. Why not stay another year, get better, develop more, and wait for that new contract to come out? That way, your 4-year rookie deal is going to be a lot better than what it would be if you come out this year. So the girls that's coming out this year, I think they're coming out because they forced out. They ain't got no more eligibility left. So they got to come out. I think if anybody was smart enough to know what's going on, you stay another year no matter what. And you wait for them to iron that new contract out, and then you come out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think your draft stock gonna really change too much.
Paige is gonna be number one. I definitely got to redo my draft, but let me tap back into the Olivia Miles stuff. So I'm hearing that Hannah had, put something out there about she not with the the homosexual marriage, the gay marriages. She's not, she has Christian values that support, they real strong Christian values. I'm a Christian myself. My mother's Catholic. I'm a Christian myself, and Christian values really don't, accept that.
My issue with that though, AD, is
I don't think that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I heard the same thing you heard, but my issue with that is I also heard that was a rumor. I heard that's what people was saying.
No. I think people speculate for sure.
There's speculation, so I don't even want to.
I think that Hannah and her relationship is great. Even if Hannah had those feelings, I don't think that's going to interfere with her feelings for Olivia personally. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, I don't know anything. We don't know anything.
Right.
But I haven't seen anything for me to say that Hannah and Olivia got a bad relationship. Now, it could be true.
I don't think they do. I think it's more about what I just said. I think it's more about she looking at the landscape of things and she waiting for that CBA to get, negotiated because the money is going to go up. Everybody know that. And then you also do yourself the just do of it's going to be the Wild Wild West because everybody contract is up. So now you can really kind of see who going to be on your team for real. Because everybody contract is up after next year. So people going to be going everywhere. It's going to be a lot of movement. And you go there, you go now, your team could look totally different a year from now. So you don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like for real.
You know what's funny though? Who not gonna have a seat at the end of musical chairs?
What team you talking about? Dallas?
No, I'm talking about people, right? Because think about it. Yeah, we getting 2 more teams next year.
Right.
And we're gonna have a draft next year, and all these players on 1-year contracts. Somebody not gonna get a contract. Somebody not gonna have a seat at the end of music.
They might not. Kennedy ain't got to see that table, bro. That shit is really bothering me, bro. Like I don't understand it, but maybe one of these new teams, when that come, and maybe something might happen training camp. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be so. We'll see, but people been talking so about the portal, bro, and I like the portal.
That's why I think that. That's why I think that they have to expand the not just expand the team,
the rosters,
roster spots. Thank you, but expand the roster because it at some point is gonna be like you expanding the games, you expanding the league, you expanding the amount of games in the playoffs, but you not giving these teams enough to work with as far as players. Right. 12 players is not enough. It should at least be 13 or 14. Extra I don't even think 15 because I think the men do 15. I don't think the women need to do 15. 14 to me will be ideal for women. And an example for that would be like you have to HD. I see you back there. I'm gonna bring you up on the stage in a minute. You will have to add like when the women get hurt, they have to be under a certain amount of players before they can get an injury contract. I think that's ridiculous. If you add 2 more roster spots to the team, you don't have to worry about that. Like you don't have to worry about that. And when you do have to worry about that, it can be better approached. But Brooklyn, do you see anybody else on this list outside of Latson or Olivia Miles that you like, okay, this would be a good pickup for a team?
Yeah, I saw a few people. Gianna Neekins, Cody McMahon. McMahon, that's how she said it. McMahon. That's how she said her name. Cody McMahon, Gianna Neekins, like he said, Tanaya Latson. And then Yarz, how you say her name? Yarden. She was another one. Yeah, those are the names that kind of stuck out to me. That those are really good players, and if they go to a team that's well coached and have a solid team, they could be big names next year and in March. But yeah, definitely Tanaya Lotson, Gianna Neekins, Cody McMahon, and Yarden
Okay.
Garzon.
Where do y'all think Olivia Miles is gonna end up at? I want to know where y'all thoughts on where do y'all think it's best for her, number one, and then where do y'all think she's going to?
We could make predictions. We can make predictions.
For sure. Yeah, I want to hear what y'all think on both of those. It's like I want what y'all think the best spot is for her, and then where y'all.
I mean, we all know we've been saying, oh yeah, LSU don't have a point guard.
Right. That's facts.
So I feel like
go ahead.
B. That's not, you an LSU fan, right?
Yeah.
All right, now you talk about it. I'm not an LSU fan. I just support women's basketball. Yeah, you talk about it.
I've been saying like Brooklyn said, I believe LSU will be an ideal place, especially if her reasoning for leaving
that's where the most money at.
Is solely NIL.
Good point.
What better team has more money than LSU when it comes to NIL? I don't think it's really one out there.
Nobody. They got the most money to offer.
She's gonna be playing next to a player with one of the biggest brands in Flage.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's gonna bring more light to her.
Yep. And then she'll also be able to. So I told Brooklyn this. My idea for Olivia Miles and her game and how I see her game, how I picture her game, I think it best suits LSU and Kim Mulkey's style of play. When I think of Olivia Miles, I see a player who loves a fast break, who likes to get the ball off the rim and go. She don't necessarily need offense to
brass tacks.
Don't necessarily have to call a play for her because she's that type of point guard. Like she's more of like a transition point guard, a point guard who likes to get out in transition and showcase her skills and what she can do. So for me, when I think of a team and what team plays that style of basketball, I think of LSU. I just do. Kim Mulkey likes smart point guards. Olivia Miles is a smart point guard. She do like point guards who can defend a little bit better, but
yeah, she got definitely.
We can work on that.
I disagree with that.
We can work.
I know I'm the minority. I'm probably the only one in the world that disagrees with that because everybody I talk to say the same thing. I disagree.
Well, that she can't play defense?
Yeah. I disagree with that.
She can play defense. I don't think she's the best defender though when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? She's a spotty defender.
My opinion is this. First of all, let me say this because this is something I always think when I hear that. And I'm not even saying they play on the same level because the person I'm about to name don't play no defense. But we just seen Chelsea Gray and Unrivaled. She ain't play no defense. First of all, because everybody acting like you gotta have all this defense to play. Oh, she can't survive in a W. A defense. We just seen Chelsea Gray out there with her knees. She couldn't keep nobody. Hold on, let me blame my player.
She got an injury. That's all she can
say. No. I'm not knocking it. I'm just trying to tell y'all. All I'm saying is I believe Olivia Miles. I'm cool with her staying in college another year. I understand it. So this is not a debate about college or coming out. My point is, I feel like she was ready to play in the W. Her defense wasn't a problem to me, right? So let me just say that. That's just one point. The other thing is everybody. So basketball players, people feel like sometimes you can overanalyze a game. Basketball is very simple. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes people have too much time to look at a player and they start like magnifying what they call weaknesses. When we got to realize like certain basketball players are just stronger at certain things than others. Most basketball players aren't great at everything. Like for instance, so we take a look at, I'm gonna use the Mel's game because it's gonna be more familiar to a lot of people and it's gonna be easier to make my point. When we take a look at handling the ball, what's the percentage of basketball players you think Kyrie handles?
Not many.
It's not that many. You get what I'm saying? When we start talking about shooting the ball, right? What's the percentage of basketball players you think I'm not even going to use a name that's popping out at everybody like a Dame or Steph. What percentage of basketball players you think could shoot the ball like a Luka?
Well, look, you gotta
hold on. Let me land my plane. But my point is not many, correct? So now when we start talking about defense, people start looking at lockdown defenders and be expecting everybody to play defense like that. Well, guess what? Not many players can play lockdown defense. You need skills to do that too. So to be an average defender is pretty normal, right? So that's how I look at it. I think most people probably feel like she got below average defense. That's cool. We disagree on that. I look at Olivia Miles. I think she got pretty average defense. I don't think her defense is great, but I watched her play and she do a pretty decent job at keeping people in front of her. Now, the argument I heard people say is she can't keep faster guards in front of her. Well, guess what? Most people can't keep fast guards in front of them. So if that's how you judging her, that's telling me your basketball IQ ain't kind of there, right? Because Jordan, and this is my last point, and I'm landing my plane. Jordan was one of the best defenders we ever seen, right? He was a great perimeter defender. AI shook him out his boots. That ain't got nothing to do with Jordan's defense. AI is a fast player. Most people can't keep fast players in front of them. So now when you look at Olivia Miles and judge her off by can she keep fast players in front of her, it don't make a lot of sense to me.
She couldn't keep a lot of players in front of her, man. You know what I'm saying?
And again, and that's where I disagree because I seen her keep players in front of her. So we just disagree on that.
All right, hey, HD, what up? I'm gonna let you go.
Hold on. My only rebuttal to that is that in the games that matter, in the games versus a TCU, in the NC State game, in a Uconn game, in a USC game, in a plethora of teams from Power 5 schools that's top in their conference, she could not defend those players. Those are the players you're going to see on the next level in your career.
Every night.
You can't defend them in college. And this is my thing. And I'm going to steal this from somebody else because I heard somebody else say this, but you've never seen a player who couldn't defend in college go to the league and get better at defense.
So all I'm going to say to that, and I'm going to let
something she got to work on now while she's in college. Now we can say we've seen her stay in front of players, but they were playing South Bend JUCO college. Like we not worried about them. Not the players you got to play on the next level.
So I disagree.
Go ahead.
Now I don't want to cut you off. I was trying to wait till you was done. You done?
So my thing with Olivia is that yes, when you play teams like, I'm trying to get an actual team, Old Dominion, you gonna look good on defense because you're more skilled than that person. You have better skills than that person. You're gonna look good on defense, especially when the people behind you are better than you on defense. They're gonna make you look better on defense. But when you playing tougher teams like a Uconn where you got Azzi, Sara Strong, Paige Bueckers, and Hannah got a guard Kiki Arnold, and Sonia got a guard Paige. I can't put you on AZ. Who can you guard for me then? So when she get to the league and she see a New York where she's the point guard now, and you on say the Sky, and we got Angel We got Angel on Slew and Camilla on JJ and Ariel on Sabrina. I expect you to be able to stay in front of Ariel Atkins. I expect you to be able to guard Natasha Cloud. But can we confidently sit on this panel and say she'll be able to guard those players? That's my
Hell
question.
no. I'll say hell no. Y'all can go.
Okay, so this is all I wanted to say, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna land with this. I agree with everything you just said, B. I'm not talking about none of those teams. I didn't even go look at none of those teams for my assessment on how she can play defense. So I agree. When it comes down to the top teams you just mentioned, though, I watched her, and I also watched these other players who you said had the guard, the Hannah and Sonia, and I see them get beat on defense too. And ain't nobody say shit. So it's funny how when Hannah get beat on defense, it's cool. When Sonya
We
got beat
always
on defense,
It's called like win shares though. Like
I'll wait.
Shares, you know what I'm saying?
I'll wait. Yeah.
Go ahead, because we always
Okay.
talk about them getting beat on defense. You moving the goalpost now.
No. I'm not. I'm talking about players because I went back and watched. Remember, I hit you up privately, B, and I said, send me a game. The game you sent me, they was playing zone. In my mind, I'm like, how are we judging the players' defense off of playing zone? But anyway, getting back to my point. I know it was one player. I know, but I watched that game. And I watched Olivia play the same defense everybody else did. I watched everybody get beat on defense. I didn't watch one player get beat, and I actually watched Olivia play solid defense in that game. So I was kind of confused. Again, it's a difference between lockdown defense, average defense, and no defense at all. You get what I'm saying? So for me, she got average defense. And when I watch her play against those teams that you just mentioned, she guards everybody fine. So that's why I was kind of confused on the only time I seen her get beat was in a fast break situation. And I'm sitting here like, I know we're not judging a play off a fast break situation. Because again, who in their right mind is going to be able to stop somebody if that person is running full speed at you and you got to now try to make a decision? You get what I'm saying? So I didn't really judge her off that play, but I feel like a lot of play. I feel like I was like, this is probably what they talking about. I don't know, because a lot of people didn't have answers for me when I asked. As you see me ask, I said, hey, because I don't mind. Listen, and I'm gonna land my plane with this. I do not mind being wrong. All I asked for people to do was show me the footage of the game I missed. Maybe I missed the game and she was just terrible on defense and I didn't see that game. And you could be like, hey, Brooke, this was the game. Go check it out. And then if I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, I see what y'all talking about. I haven't seen it yet. You get what I'm saying? I've seen her play, like I said, again, average defense. And I think people want her to be this immaculate defender or something like that. But that's a skill set not everybody has. So I just think it's kind of overblown. It's the same thing I said about Shania Citron when people told me, oh, she need to work on her dribbling. What she need? Kyrie handles? Like, what do she need? Her dribbling is she got basic dribble. Most basketball players got average dribble. Like that's if you know basketball, most players are great at certain things, and then they basic at certain things, and then there might be certain things that they can't do. It's only a handful of players that's elite at multiple things, and that's why those players are those players.
I just want to introduce two people we got on the panel now. HD, my guy, and Court. We bridging the gap. Court came over here she be in a lot of the WNBA spaces with me. We're in a couple of group chats together. So we got Court on the panel.
Salute. What's up?
If y'all got a take on anything about people who enter the transfer portal, what schools y'all think they should go to, what schools fit their play style better, or any comments on Olivia Miles and her bad defense.
Like I said, I'm cool with being a minority. I'm from Brooklyn. You got to be built that way when you come from where I come from.
I think I have a different opinion on Olivia, right? So I feel like Olivia should go to LSU. Kim will allow her to be herself. If she goes to a college like Uconn, she has to tame who she is to play for Gino. So I feel like if she goes to an SEC team, she can be herself. And I feel like the best SEC team to go to is LSU. You have Flo J, you have MK Williams, and you have all the transfers that's coming in. They might get Cody. So I feel like that would be the best spot for her.
Facts. I agree.
I think she should go to UConn. I don't think she's going to go to UConn. And I think she's gonna go there because it's close to her home. I think she want to go back towards the crib, man. It's she's from Jersey, so
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that. That makes sense.
Connecticut ain't too far from home, so
Yeah.
she can go back, get a home cooked meal whenever she want. You know what I'm saying? And then you in the spotlight. UConn is UConn. You know what I'm saying? And if you step into that jersey, you know what it comes with. You still got Sara Strong, one of the most dominant forces moving forward. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be in her second year. Look what she's doing in her freshman year. Azzi's still going to be there. They're going to get, they're going to get some top talent coming in there. It's UConn. Is she going to run the show for Gino? They was actually Azzi been taking reps on the point guard, and I really don't think that's really her thing. You know what I'm saying? But they had her taking in practice. She talked about it. And I don't really think that's really her position. She's a two. You know, she's a small two to me. I think Azzi like 5'11", 5'10". You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's quite 6 foot, but I mean, I guess for girls that might not be too small, but she's a two. She ain't really no point guard. They need a point guard too. Paige is out of there. It'll be a good spot for her. I don't know if it's the best for United, though.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't think she can go wrong with neither team.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I agree with both teams.
Either team, but
What about Duke?
I think she goes to those teams for different reasons.
What about Duke?
I like Duke. I can see Duke for her.
Because think about it, B. Duke got a bunch of wings around her. They can help her. Like if somebody beat her off the dribble, she can be comfortable. She can sag off a lot. She don't have to be on ball all the time. Plus, you got an Ashlyn Jackson who plays within the system. She can hit her either in transition or in half court. Ashlyn can run it, and then Olivia could either run off screens or catch and shoot or create her own shot. And plus, they got Toby Fournier. This is going to be her second year. She's a big who can run the floor as well in transition. And you can run the zone because you can keep her in the back, do it like they did Caitlin Clark this year. She can get the rebound, run full court run full court, and they can speed up the offense. So I think that'll be a good shot for her. I don't like UConn. The reason I don't like UConn is because Gino's an a-hole, bro. You got to be able to handle that. And I don't think if you couldn't handle Neil Ivey or Hannah, I don't think she'll be able to handle that. And I'm not going to, and LSU on paper sound good, but I don't trust her with Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey is never satisfied. Like I've been watching the game like since she was at Baylor, even before that. Kim is an a-hole. And if you can't take that, you're not going to be able to suffice there. And her game could hurt tremendously. So to me, she needs to go somewhere like either a Texas, because Vic Schaefer, he's more of a player's coach. He doesn't really yell or get on his players. He let them play with a free spirit. Duke would be good. Lawson, she's tough, but she's not too tough. No, she'll work with you. And because there's not a lot of places. Hell, I could see if Kiki if she can also look at USC to me because Gottlieb don't get on nobody's nerves. And plus, I think they lost a couple people there too.
2 people. They just lost.
Yeah, they just lost 2 people, but still. Right, Howard. But still, she can go there. She could fill in and everything until they get Jew back for next year. That'll take all the responsibility off the Jew, have to play in the point of attack. She could play her off guard or wing position like she naturally does. I just don't like UConn because of the coaching. On paper, UConn and LSU to me are the best fits, but because of the coaching, y'all got to remember, Gino is very hard on his guards, and he plays these mind games. He loves to play mind games. Olivia, to me, is a player who wants to come in and be able to dominate the ball. I don't believe she'll do that at UConn. Plus, I think Gino's going to try to move Azzi to the point of attack more to help out because she's a natural wing / guard, 2 guard. So those are the places I see best to me is Duke, either USC, because I would have said UCLA, but Kiki's going to be there for another year. So I say USC, Texas, or Duke. Those are my three favorites.
USC, my favorite spot for her to go to. I want to see her at USC. The AD, that was a damn good point, though, my brother. I ain't gonna lie to you because Duke got all that damn defense with them.
Yeah, and they long, so you don't have to worry about her on the perimeter, and you know, like she got size. But let's be for real, Olivia didn't look the same. Like, I think what she needs to work on is her legs more. She didn't have the explosiveness she had, which she's not going to have because she got injured. Everybody know when you get injured, you're not going to be the same after the injury. So I think she needs to work on that a little more because she lost some of her explosion, and she needs to be able to dominate the ball. That's what she wants to do. And yes, UConn on paper, all of y'all are right. They got the pieces for it. They run and they could play half court offense. LSU the same way, B. They could run, play half court if they need to. I just don't think she'll fit with them two coaches, man. Them coaches, like, Gino a-hole, like, for real. I got stories on Gino from back in the 2000s. He was worse then. So,
Tough, man.
He's tough. And I don't know if Olivia, and this is her final year. You know, this is her final year. She wants to ball out. She wants to have fun going into the W next year because she's potentially what, number 1, 2, 3 pick. So
maybe third.
HD, you just said she want to ball out. She want to have fun. She want to be free.
Yeah.
What you just basically ran down LSU system.
No, I understand that, B. On paper, you, Brooke, AD, I don't know the lady's name, Court, right? Y'all are right. LSU on paper is great. However, Kim Mulkey is tough. Like, you got to be able to deal with, and she's always, and this is my only issue with Kim. I love Kim. She's one of my favorite coaches of all time. Kim is never satisfied. So you being an Olivia Miles, you being able to leave one situation where you had to deal with the guard next to you who is tough on you and the coach. Now you're going to a situation with a coach who's tougher than that coach you just left. You think that's going to work? Because I don't see it. Now, if it works, I'll come on here and say I'm wrong, but I just don't see LSU. To me, she would fit more with either a Texas, a USC, or a Duke because of their coaching styles. I don't see her being able to deal with a Kim Mulkey or a Gino for a whole year. And this is her last year.
Texas and Bory ain't leaving. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, if you look at all the point guards Kim has had in the transfer portal, Olivia Miles is the most complete point guard that will ever come to LSU. Like, you don't have to teach her much. You don't have to teach her how to run sets. You don't have to teach her how to run the offense. She knows when to slow it down and when to up the pace. You don't have to teach her fundamentals. Olivia's challenge is mostly defense. She reads the offense well. She's great. Her challenge is mostly defense. So Kim won't have the same challenges she has with KG or Jada or any of those other point guards. She's playable.
Well, they're not point guard. Well, they're not point guards to me. So they're just they just one-on-one players to me.
The other point guards that they got in the portal, they weren't playable. Like, you had 4 point guards on that roster that weren't playable.
No, you could have played them. Kim just don't play them. Kim is like Tom Thibodeau. She only plays 6 or 7 people. That's it. She's not going to go deep into her bench like, oh, I'm going to go and pick this player or that player. This player ain't giving me nothing. That's not Kim. Kim only trusts 6 or 7 people. That's it. And if she throws you out there, she just throws you out there. But I'm just saying is that it's not about the teaching. Olivia Miles don't need to be taught nothing. If she ain't learned nothing by now, then why are you even in the top 3 to me? So she already knows the game. So the problem is going to be now with the personality and allowing her to have full autonomy of the offense. All I'm saying is Kim and Gino at times they're very crazy over the offense. They love controlling the offense. They don't really allow their guards. Even back with Alexis Morris, when she played. Kim didn't allow Alexis to do whatever. She would tell Alexis what to do, and Alexis would go and do it. So she likes to have control of the offense. She's not Vic Schaefer at Texas. The reason it'll work, Vic Schaefer allowed his guards to do whatever they want. He allowed Preston or Rory to pick between who gonna bring the ball up, who gonna come off the screens, who gonna set the offense up. A lot of times it's Madison Booker running it from the wing because of her play style. She's dominant, but she can play off the ball. So it's gonna come down to that. As far as teaching, no, Court, I agree with you. She's the most complete guard in the portal. I'm just saying, y'all got to understand these coaches, Kim and Gino, are very old school and hard nosed. Yeah, they may be doing TikToks and they'll be light with you, but when it comes to in between them lines, they're going to cuss you out. And I don't know if she can deal with that because she just left a situation dealing with two people who got on her, in Hannah and Neil Ivy. And Kim and Gino are 2 times or 100 times worse than that. So that's all I'm saying. Now, if you're telling me she'll make it work with Kim, if y'all could tell me, I'd be like, all right, bet. But LSU and UConn on paper, I have no disagreement. Those are the 2 best places. I just don't think it'll work because of the coaches. That's all.
That's my transition too, and my question to Brooke. We're hearing rumors. So rumors around Olivia Miles and why she left, possibly being due to the coach, her teammate and Hannah, not the stuff that Hannah did off the court. I'm not talking about off the court with Hannah Hidalgo. I'm making it clear right now. That's just not something I want to bring to our platform because we're not here to do that. But I do want to talk about her on the court play and how sometimes Hannah has free reign to just do anything. And we seen it in Rutgers with Keomi McMillan when she had like a free reign. I don't know if you remember the videos of Rutgers basketball when like she was just dribbling away, and her teammate was in the corner doing jumping jacks wide open, and she crossed over and ended up making a layup, making a shot, but she dribbled the whole 30 seconds away to get her own shot, and her coach ultimately benched her in the game versus USC. She was a DMP for that game. And then we see the situation with Malaysia for Wiley where she's still coming off the bench behind a player who we can almost all collectively on this panel agree that she has more talent than. How do you feel about coaches and how should they be held, have more accountability on disciplining their star players and how they handle situations such as like a Hannah, a Keomi, Malaysia still coming off the bench? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna be in a minority on this too because I feel like players need the ability. So if you asking about in general, if not just about Hannah, right? If you asking in general about all these players needing, then I feel like players need room to grow. Players need room to make mistakes. Players need room. You don't want to take away a player's creativity. You get what I'm saying? So I understand the people that's like, oh, discipline, like in Malaysia for Wiley's case, people feel like it's great for her to be on the bench. I actually feel like she'll learn more if she had more minutes, right? Like her being on the bench is almost like keeping a leash on her. You know what I mean? So I think players like that, they need more room. Let's use Kennedy Carter, right? And Kennedy Carter is probably the best example of this because last year, if you remember, she came off the bench and she was basically like a 6th woman for Chicago, and she played great in her role, right? So this is kind of to your point too. She played great in her role for her coach who gave her limited minutes to try to keep her contained, right? Well, she ended up being the best guard on the team. They had to start her. And that was the best thing Chicago could have did because now Chicago had an offense and somebody to build around. And she played well in the offense. I know the narrative on Kennedy Carter is that she's not a team player, but she played team ball last year. I seen it. I watched it. So when you have players like that could create their own shot like a Keone McMillan. She just need a coach that's so you got to realize, and this might be history. This might be I might be teaching some people with this, or I might be helping some people remember with this. But if we remember AI and we remember Coach Brown, AI and Coach Brown had to meet each other in the middle. AI didn't humble himself all the way and just play Coach Brown's system. And Coach Brown didn't humble himself all the way and just give AI the rings. They had to meet each other in the middle like men and figure out how can I coach you and how can I play for you. And they figured that out, and AI had an MVP season. You get what I'm saying? So when you take a player like Keone McMillan, when you take a player like Hannah Hidalgo, and you take players like Fuwali, they just need coaches that's going to meet them in the middle. Hey, I'm going to allow you to make mistakes, but I'm also going to coach you. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to help you get better because I want you to be the best version of yourself, especially when you go to the W, because you can't, in somebody like Keone McMillan's case, you can't be out there on a team playing 101 ball, especially when you go to the W. You got to learn how to do what you do in a 5-on-5 in a team basis. You get what I'm saying? So yes, to answer your question, accountability got to be placed on these coaches to coach these players. But coaching these players don't mean I'm going to limit you. You know what I mean? I'm going to take away your creativity. One thing I hate that we do as fans, I don't do it, but I'm going to put myself in we because, you know, type of nigga I am. You know what I mean? One thing I hate that we do as fans is when a player come out and play great, we happy. We praise them. Oh, my God, you seen her. She dropped 30. But players is human. So if they play that same game and play bad, we like, oh, my God, she shot too much. She did that. Well, you loved it a week ago. You mad at her today because it looked bad, but you loved it doing the same shit a week ago. So I'm not like that. I don't be like on these players like, oh, look what she did this game. She done did. Nah, I understand that these players, the best experience is the best teacher. These players got to learn, they got to grow. And when you're a young player and you got all this talent, sometimes you do shoot too much. Sometimes you do something too much. But again, to your point, it's up to the coach to coach these players and say, hey, let's go sit down and look at this film. Let's go see how you could have played better. Let's go. Somebody should have sat Keone McMillan down and said, look, when you was doing all this, your teammate was in the corner. That was an open shot. So I don't want to take away Keone's I just want to open her mind and say, when you hiring, you got somebody over here you could have just dished it to instead of making a layup. If that makes sense.
Girl, I know. I just want to say this real quick.
I'm gonna let you get your point off. I was transitioning to you next.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you about do you think that could be part of the reason why someone like Olivia Miles would enter the draft? Knowing that she has a similar teammate that's similar to Keone, who can sometimes get deep in her bag and forget that it's for the players on the floor. Go ahead, AD.
Absolutely, 100%, man. If I'm being real, if I'm being real, yeah. I mean, shit. Hannah was out there doing what the hell she wanted to do, and that's the fact. It was many times I seen Hannah, and y'all know I love Hannah. Everybody knows this, great. Everybody knows what time it is with me and Hannah. I love Hannah, and I keep it real. There's a lot of games where she do too much. It's just a fact. It'd be times she come down, she looking people off and just taking shots. They wide open, jumping jacks, spin around, clap your hands in the circle, do a motherfucking kick in the air. Where the ball at? I'm over here. She don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? When you go through that for so long and you know what you're capable of bringing to the table, that can get on your nerves. I'm just saying, like, when you know you could have made a difference in the game if you had opportunity and you got somebody on your team that just want to play hero ball at times. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. I had a part of this journey that we've been on too. I've been out here facilitating, getting everybody involved. You know what I'm saying? If you just let me run with you, we better together. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a couple, because in that last game, Olivia had it going a little bit. And Hannah just decided, shit, I'm going to carry this. I'm going to try to carry this home. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that shit can get on your nerves. On Rutgers right now, it's a girl from out here named Maya Petticourt. She on that team. I watched Maya play in high school out here. She played for a school called Arbor Prep. My high school coach is a coach on that team. He's still at the school right now. Maya was out cold, man. That's old girl. That's her teammate right now. Mm-hmm. Look her up. Light skin with the dreads, little Maya Petticourt. Girl was savage. They call her Money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's a lot of, you know, everybody's speculating why she decided to go in the transfer portal. When you got a team that had a run like they had and lost some games, I feel like they should have won. Everybody gonna speculate and say, why would you break that up? But don't nobody know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? She might have been feeling like that at the beginning of the year. Now it's time that she can move on. She could be looking at the money. She could be looking at, maybe I don't think that this is the team to get us over there. Maybe it could be some personal things going on out there for real with Hannah and some other stuff. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some stuff ain't go right with somebody on campus she was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It could be a plethora of things. Only thing I know is I'm a fan of Olivia. I hope that she makes the right decision where she goes next. I'm going to follow her career, and I'm going to be a fan of her, whatever team she goes to. I actually want to see her on USC. I want to see her play for USC because God, if God can grant Juju a speedy recovery, we can see them two together, and I think that's magic right there. If you give, and don't get it twisted, because Juju is just like Hannah. She a bigger, better version. You know what I'm saying? She's a bigger, better version. You know what I'm saying? Hannah is actually my favorite player in college. Just because I like small guards, that's something personal because my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be giving my daughter people to look at that's her size. That's just a personal thing. But to me, Juju the best player in college game. And it ain't even, I don't even think it's close. To be honest with you. She just scratched the surface of what she can really do. When she get under control, it's over. When she get more efficient, it's over. If she gets somebody like Olivia Miles running with her, that can break that defense down, get in the middle, and then drop dimes the way she drop them, y'all people in trouble. You give Juju, a healthy Olivia Miles, and a solid big, it's game over. It's game over. You know what I'm saying? Because they got Kennedy Smith. That girl's the problem on defense. And she can go get a bucket. Juju play defense. You see what I'm saying? So we know Olivia got her shortcomings when it comes to the defensive side, but I want to see that. I just want to see that personally. But yeah, to answer your question, B, if somebody coming down and just chucking shots up, you know, doing just going crazy, man, and you know that you could, if you give me an opportunity to do some things, yeah, that could force you out the door. And then like you salty too, like, you know, right after you lose and y'all lost a couple close games that you probably should have won at the end, and the chemistry just kind of seemed off, and then you just taking off for 30 shots. And everybody else kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because they had a squad, man. Like, King can ball. Westville can ball. Citron can ball. Like, them girls can hoop. You know what I'm saying? You got girls that can carry. They can carry it. They can carry it, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, Hannah didn't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to take on all that role. Like, pass the ball. Move it around. Maybe that'll open it up for everybody else. They know what we doing. They know you coming down and about to do something. I hated to see it. It broke my heart, man, but that'll make me want to leave.
I want to get to Court and HD and let them touch on this topic real quick, because we kind of see two sides to this coin. We see what's happening in South Carolina with Malaysia Wiley. She's on the bench, coming off the bench behind a player who she has more talent than. We know that. And then we see like a Hannah who's starting but not being disciplined. How do you properly, as a coach, how do you properly hold a player accountable? Like, how do you discipline them, but still allow them to be who they are? Go ahead, Court.
I feel like you got to do what Gino does. Like we've seen Gino multiple times, whether it was Paige or it was Fudd or anyone else. He pulls them out. If you're playing like you have if you're playing like you have low IQ, he's gonna pull you out and tell you about yourself. You're not gonna be in the game shooting over 4 people when you have 4 different teammates wide open calling for the ball. You're not gonna be dribbling 25 seconds out of the 30 seconds shot timer and just throwing up anything. You have to put most of this blame on Neil Ivy because she allowed this ball hogging. What she allowed this last season and she allowed it this season. It's not needed. You have your point guard back, someone who's going to run the offense for you. You could have probably gotten easier shots if you allowed Olivia to run the offense. I feel like that's one of the reasons why Olivia wanted to leave. Like, I'm a point guard. She went from averaging 8 assists to barely 3 to 4 assists in the second half of the season. She cannot run the offense when Hannah is going off the rails like that. How could she get everyone going when you have one player taking a third of the shots? It's not going to happen.
I agree.
I feel like 50% of it is Neil Ivy's fault and 50% of it is Hannah's fault, because there's no way in hell that both of them are not looking at film and seeing what's going on. You have to correct your own behavior too. Especially if she wants to go in the W, you're not going to be playing in the W playing like how she is now. No one wants to play with someone like that.
And HD, because HD is probably one of the more true South Carolina fans on this panel. I just want to get HD thoughts on like Malaysia for Wiley still coming off the bench. Do you think there is a way to, because I know a lot of people say, well, she's coming off the bench because she's not fundamental. The article, for example, they said that she's not fundamental. She learned how to play basketball from mixtapes. They just said it was just a lot of stuff said about her not having the fundamentals, not having the basketball IQ, not having this, not having that. Do you think is a way that you can start her but still teach her and discipline her from the starting lineup? Because for me personally, I believe that she's a talent that shouldn't be on the bench. But
if Fuwali started on the team right now, she'll be another Kiyomi McMillan.
You think so? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, she would be. She would be. What Don is bringing to her is she's trying to teach her how to play within the game. Because if you notice, when she went against Duke, she wasn't as effective as she was against a team that may not be as long or big as Duke. See, she had the chance against Merlin, and it's Merlin, all my people out there in Baltimore and everything. They basically she had a mismatch all night going against her. So she was able to do what she does. But when she went against Duke and she tried to do one-on-ones, Jackson, Reagan, they was taking her out the game. So what she needs to do is learn how to see the game and how to play without the ball in her hands, because she'll be even as effective. Because look at the best players in the game like Paige, right? Paige can either kill you with 12, 13 assists, or she can kill you with 30 or 40, easy. I mean, she can play with or without it. The reason Fuwali's not playing is because of when she goes one-on-one, she makes bad decisions. Like when she'll get on a roll playing inside the key and she gets to the hoop, she'll mess around and shoot these dumb threes damn near from the logo. Yep. That's the only reason why Don pulled her out, is because she's taking these stupid shots. It's about her coming to a decision like, okay, if I'm cooking within this many feet, I'm going to keep attacking until they stop me. Then when I get back to my spot, let's say the defense collapse or they're hedging on me, I can see one of my players on the back door where I can wrap around with a pass or I can bounce pass it to that player. Fuwali does that at times, but most of the time she makes dumb mistakes. Even in the losses they had this year, Don played her the minutes. She wasn't effective. So when she's not effective, you got to pull her out. Now, Hannah Hidalgo, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Everything y'all said is cool. I don't think they respected Olivia Miles from the get-go. I don't think it had nothing to do with Neil Ivey needing to do this to Hannah. I don't believe Hannah and Neil. I think they looked at her like, whatever, you playing backseat. And that's just how it was. And Olivia Miles, at times, when you're the floor general on the field, on the court, just like when you're a quarterback on the field, if nobody respects or you command that respect, it don't matter what you do. Nobody's going to follow you. Whether the coach even forces it, oh, y'all need to follow them. I think the coaches have sat down and talked to Hannah. I think they sat down and talked to Fuwali on South Carolina. I think they talked to Kiyomi. I think they talked to Kiyomi multiple times. I just think Kiyomi is around bad people. Her manager is Floyd Mayweather's buddy, and I got a friend who personally knows Floyd Mayweather, and I don't want her even with that management group. To me, she needs a whole nother management group, and she needs to, of course, get somebody in her corner that says no to her and have her actually learn and actually know how to play and be a professional. Now, she can go somewhere else, right? And she could do the same thing. And she could do all this one-on-one basketball. If you don't know how to play with a team, you're not going to last long. Kennedy Carter's not on a team because of her play style. There's been multiple reports of teams saying that we don't know if her play style will match our team. And that's low key, meaning if I implement a system where I want to feed the ball to everybody, is she going to do that? She can do that in China because she's better than 90%. No, let's just be real, 99% of the people over there. So she has the ability to dominate, get to any of her spots, get the ball to anybody, to go to the basket on an assist or pull up from anywhere. She has that free reign. A lot of these coaches in the W have ego problems. Now, would I take a Kennedy Carter or a Kiyomi on my team? Yes, I would. However, you would have to put players around them who have no problem with taking less than 5 shots. They all got to be like, you know what? You take all the shots. We'll shoot when we can when you're in trouble, and we'll play defense. That's what they did for Allen Iverson. That's how the Sixers were successful, because they all said, you know what? You dominate the ball. You do your thing. Fuwali, the same thing. If she's to play somewhere else, the coach going to have to say, oh, we're just going to put the offense on you, and whenever you pass it, cool. Everybody has to be on one accord to say, we're just not going to take shots. It happened with Russell Westbrook, too. That's why it was successful after KD left, because everybody said, we're going to let you dominate the ball, do your thing. That's just what those type of players do. That's why you saw Ginobili come off the bench for the Spurs all the time. It wasn't that he couldn't start. We know Ginobili could start. He couldn't start on that team because of how they ran their system and how Tony Parker liked to get the ball in situations or get the ball passed to him in situations.
But is that setting Malaysia up for success? If we look, because I hear you, and I don't disagree. I just want to spark a deeper conversation. I don't disagree. But when you see a talent like Malaysia Fuwali, she and on any team, and you think about her going into the W, she should be a top pick. She can start. She should be starting. Why can't you give her that same discipline, teach her that same lesson, but have her in the starting lineup is my question.
Because her IQ isn't that high. It's not higher than Pow Pow or a Raven. That's why. If Raven and Pow Pow wasn't there, she'll be starting right now.
She's gonna get it next year. It's gonna happen next year.
Raven not leaving.
Well, even if Raven, Well, Pow's leaving, so she's going to be the starter.
Right.
Wouldn't
Okay.
Tessa be the starter?
Yeah.
Pow really is in her position. Pow's the two guard. She just runs the point of attack.
You wouldn't play Tessa in that starting lineup?
Tessa's
If
a
we talk
wing.
about-
Tessa's
if
a
we
wing.
talk
Tessa's not a
like-
guard. Tessa's a wing. Tessa's not a guard. Fuwali is a guard. So she would be in that position. You'll have Raven. You'll have Fuwali. You'll have Tessa, because Bree's going to be gone. Fagan's going to be gone. So you're going to have Joyce and Chloe in the starting lineup.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing about Dawn, somebody said it in the chat. Dawn really stand on business when it comes to like her upperclassmen getting the, you know what I'm saying? Like she one of them coaches that you gonna have to sit and wait. It don't matter how good you is. She knows she got good players on her team that know the system, know how she wanted things done, and she gonna ride with her horses. And you gonna have to sit in line. And when your time comes, and then you can move up. And next year, her time is next year.
Yeah, but hold up. Let me ask y'all this. Is it about how you start or how you finish? Because most of the year, Fuwali ended the game off starting.
And that's a big fact, right?
So, like, what are we talking about? Like, Brooklyn said it best. We're thinking too much. It doesn't matter whether you're starting at the beginning of the game. I prefer to start at the end of the game. Yeah. Let's talk about Lou Williams. You know Lou Williams, Brooke. Lou Williams started most of the times at the end of the game, right? To finish the game.
Facts.
Ginobili, yeah. Who else? Jamal Crawford. Look, I feel what you're saying, B. You're right, but some players are better starting at the end of the game than starting at the beginning of the game. I'm just being real. And to me, Fuwali's fine. She's gotten better. She continues to get better. She's better than she's been last year. She was way better than last year this year to me.
I feel like if I could chime in right here, South Carolina is just they got a luxury, right? They have a lot of good players, so you could play somebody that's as good as Fuwali off the bench. And we start talking about it, even though I think she one of the names that joined the portal too. We start talking about Naomi McMillan. We start talking about Hannah Hidalgo. And maybe some other players, but those two specifically, they don't have anybody to start over them, right? They have to start on their teams. So I think on those particular teams, I actually like Neil Ivey. So I feel like, sometimes you don't get it done. Just because you fail don't mean you're a bad coach. I think Neil Ivey is a good coach.
I agree, Brooke. I agree with you. I love Neil Ivey too. Yeah, I just think, Brooke, like from people I've talked to, this is just allegedly, I don't want to mess y'all stuff up. They tried to give it to Olivia. She wasn't showing leadership qualities. Hannah just took the team over. I mean,
that's cool. I'm not even
we just saw the thing with Skylar and Jewel, right? Jewel supposed to lead and Skylar just took the team from. I mean, it happens. We've seen it plenty of times, and I believe Olivia goes somewhere, she gonna ball out. Can she play on the next level? Yes, Olivia can play at the next level. I don't care what people say. I just felt like she wasn't ready yet because she came off of a major injury, and I don't think she felt comfortable the whole year. Then she got hurt on her ankle. Like, she has to build her leg muscles up. And if people play ball, you have to build them legs up. You got to strengthen that. If you don't strengthen that, you go, let's say she go against the guard. It don't even have to be big. They just got woman strength and they hit her and she come down wrong. That could be 2 or 3 year setback in the next level. So she got to work on that. I don't think she works on her lower body that well, because you could tell when she's even pushing off of her shot, it's like it's not fluid to me. It could be a lot more fluid if she adds some more muscle. And I'm not saying come out here like Arnold, but just add some more muscle. And I think she'll be very effective next year.
Right. Let me so I appreciate everything you just said. I wasn't even getting to that point, but I appreciate that. What I was saying, I was talking more to the creative guards, right? So he was saying that Fuwali is coming off the bench. I'm saying that South Carolina has that luxury, right? Because they have a lot of good players. You could bring a player as talented as Fuwali off the bench, and Dawn is a really good coach, so that's a good fit. You know what I mean? You could. I do, we all agree. I think what B said was right. I do think Fawali is talented enough to start, but I do understand what HD is saying, and I agree. Like, hey, listen, sometimes you might be talented enough to start, but we have these players ahead of you that know the system, that's more mature, and you have because they so good, we have the ability to bring you off the bench, right? But what my point was, when you take a look at a Keomi McMillan on a Rutgers, you don't have that luxury, and then you take a look at Notre Dame, same thing, right? They team didn't have any guards where you could bring, you could play Hannah behind. So what happens in that case? My point was, that's why I said I like Noel. I like Ivy as a coach, and then I don't know who Keomi coaches, but I think she's a solid coach too. From what a little bit I learned about it when she did sit her, like B said earlier, she seemed like she a pretty solid coach and got the right values and everything. So in that case, when you have players like that you have to start, that's wild like that. Going back to my earlier point when I said you got to meet them halfway, you got to have coaches that's smart enough to connect with their players and meet them at the level where their players could thrive. And then they also have to be strong enough to be able to implement, their system and teach those players how to become the best versions of themselves. Because like I said, when you had AI and you had Coach Brown and they met each other in the middle, you got the best AI we ever seen. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes those players need strong coaches, but those coaches also got to understand what they have and be able to cultivate those players. Because, like, to give you a little bit more history, before Coach Brown coached AI, he coached Reggie Miller, right? Well, Reggie Miller and AI are two different players. You can't coach AI like you coach Reggie, right? So you got to figure out a way to tap into what made Reggie great when you was coaching Reggie, and would tap into AI and it makes AI great. So when you got a player like Keomi McMillan, she's not the typical player. You can't just expect her to come out and play like this player that you used to, that's not as creative, that's not as, you get what I'm saying? When you got a player like Keomi or you got a player like Hannah, you got those type of players, you got to learn how to tap into what make those players great, and then limit their mistakes and teach them how to win.
Yeah, and I just want to say Dawn has always been doing this. Like, she had 6'7" Camila Cardoso coming off of the bench for Aaliyah Boston. Like, she has a system that she's not going to change for anyone. No matter if you're a star player or not, you're going to play by her rules. And if you don't, you're not going to play for her.
Yep.
So
Thank
that's
you,
why
Court.
I feel like
Exactly.
Hannah, like, even though she wouldn't like it, it would mold her to be a better player playing under a system. Better than playing how she is right now, free for all. You're not gonna learn anything playing how you're playing now. You're not gonna learn how to be a team player, which you need to be when you come in the W. Because when you look at all of the great and the best players in the W, they're team players. You look at Asia, she's a team player. You look at Chelsea Gray, she's a team player. Look at all the greats, they are team players. You have to learn how to play team ball because you're not gonna win a championship by yourself.
And I don't disagree with y'all. I've been reading the comments. We're not questioning Don is a stretch. We're just talking about how each of the different coaches handle players who need a leash differently, and how it may look. And I agree. I agree. Fawali is a talent. She's learning some of her best basketball with coming off the bench. This comment says starting to coming off the bench does affect your money though. And I agree with that because she's probably one of the more talented second year players, but I don't think yes, she's with Under Armour and Steph Curry, but I think it's more she could have if she
Hey
was
B,
starting.
where you got to rank? Where you got to rank for the second years? How do you got the order of the top?
Juju is one.
Yeah.
Juju is one. Are we doing talent or are we doing
I don't care about all that. I want B. I want B Sport Buzz to tell
okay,
me, right? Because you know how I get down. You know I come with the shotty through the door. I don't care. I'm going to say how I feel who my top three. Who's your top three? Who?
For me, I have Juju, I have Michaela Williams, and I have Fawali.
Exactly. That's the three.
I like Madison. I like Hannah. I like Madison. I think they're going to be great players.
How'd I know you were gonna say MK? I was like, this woman's gonna say MK.
She
Anybody
better
who
said MK before I go
He's a
off.
problem. He's
know
a
me
problem.
know that I am a Kayla Williams shooter. Um, I always tell people that if you ain't on that island, it's closed to new fans. We ain't letting nobody else on this island. Don't hop on once she hit that peak. But I do agree that starting and coming off the bench can affect the money you get. I don't think it will be a concern for her right now because she is with Under Armour. People do know who Malaysia Fowali is. They know who she is. Could she have more opportunities? Yes. But I think she's going to appreciate learning discipline and learning the proper way to play basketball to better her game more than the little deals she could have got while she was coming off the bench. Because once her game becomes better and she becomes really a top player, those little deals she missed while she coming off the bench won't matter to the big deal she gonna get once she become the top of the top. So I just think that's just you gotta weigh it right now. You gotta
I
look at
mean,
you gotta weigh your future versus now. And I think Malaysia Fowali and what she's learning from Adon Staley is shaping her future to be one of the best players to go into the draft in her year.
I
I
mean,
just that's what it's doing.
it's also teaching her like some of these star players that's going in the W, they're not gonna come in and automatically start. It's
Nope.
also teaching her how to be a role player because you're all these players, they're not gonna be a star player no matter what. You can be a star player in college and then come back and be a simple role player in the W. It's teaching you how to play the system in the W also. So you don't come in and have a big ego like some of these players do. You hear stories about some star players in college, how like look at Alexis Morris. Look what she did, you know? She wasn't used to being treated like that. She was always used to being treated as a star. But no,
Right.
they're always better people than you when you go from college to the pros. So you have to be adjusted to coming off the bench.
And plus, not only that, Court, the back door, what you were saying, you got to have something you're great at because you might not come in. Like Carrington came in and everybody shot the ball. So she had to find a way to get on the court. So sometimes you're going to have to turn the defense. You're going to turn, if you're a big, you got to go to rebounding or blocking or being able to guard somebody. So she's realizing and learning, okay, while she's strengthening these other parts, when it's her time to start, she'll appreciate it more and be able, and I think when she starts, I think she's going to take off and possibly be the best one out the sophomore class. That's just me.
Yeah. So with that, we got some news today that Dejanay Carrington signed with Reeboks. We're gonna get into the apparel side of women basketball and what comes with being a woman athlete. With these different shoe brands, Dejanay signing with Reeboks. If you're on Twitter and you active in W world, you kind of saw this coming. We've seen little hints. She's been rocking Reeboks a lot lately. I think her dad was a Reebok athlete. I just think that this was a good signing for Reeboks. You now pair her with Angel Reese, so you got two of the most active players in the league who's on social media, who's in like entertainment world, repping your brand now. How do you guys think like these different brands weigh up against each other? Like Nike, Reeboks, Adidas. Now we have athletes who's with Skechers. How do you think their rollout of their women athletes match up against each other?
I feel like Nike is doing the best so far because like when you think of female athletes, you think of a Nike athlete because they're the ones that promote their athletes more. Like Reebok, they're not even promoting. their athletes, whether it's men or women. I don't know what they're doing, but if you want to turn a profit, you have to spend money. Promote these women. They are marketable now. Promote them. Like, we all knew Dejanay was a Reebok athlete, and it took them months to just say anything. They haven't promoted Angel since when she dropped her line, and she's supposed to be the face of Reebok. Like, what are they doing? I think Adidas just came out with a commercial, but no one's really talking about it. I just think they have to be better at marketing their female athletes, point blank, period. Because you can make a lot of money off of them now.
Yeah.
They have to hire the right people. That's what I think. Until then, they won't turn a profit.
Brooke, you got a take on this? Which one you would probably prefer? Who's doing a better job? I know Nike is the biggest. We know Nike is the biggest. So, and they have more athletes, but I like Adidas. But I'm gonna let Brooke go. Go ahead, Brooke.
I got a different take. I'm not gonna like compare them. I'm gonna just talk about women basketball as a whole, and I'm gonna just say women basketball is in a great place, right? You got different athletes on different brands, and I think that's the most important part, right? When you think about Nike, you think about Asia Wilson, you think about Caitlin Clark, right? When you think about Reebok, you think about Angel, you think about Dejanay, right? You think about New Balance, they got Cam Brink. You get what I'm saying? You think about Adidas, they got a whole
Balance. That's a good one, Brooke.
You got
Skechers. Hey, Skechers too, bro.
Who Skechers got?
Rakia and Kiki Airfin, who just signed.
There you go. So that's my point. I'm like, if you look at these shoe brand, right now it's special because it was a long time where women didn't have no representation. Mm-hmm. So I think right now, the fact that it's so many different brands where let's just say Nike was the only place. That'd be terrible because it's like everybody trying to go to one place. Right now, they got so many options. And then each brand, listen, at the end of the day, each brand is different. So if you go to Nike, you got a built-in infrastructure of what Nike's going to do for you. Same thing with Adidas. Reebok is a brand that has to rebuild itself because Reebok isn't as popular as other brands. You got a brand like New Balance that's trying to get into the game with basketball and sports, right? And so depending on where you go, you got to understand your advantages will be different, right? So it's like if you go to a certain brand, you looking to do, for instance, somebody like Cam Brink went where she went to start something. Like if I'm not mistaken, she's the only female athlete on New Balance, so she's starting something there, right? If you go to Nike, that's a brand that's they've been around. You're not starting nothing there, but you go into a known brand. Reebok is a brand, like I said, that's trying to rebrand itself. Like on a male and female side, they just hired Shaq a few years ago. They just hired AI a few years ago to be the vice president. They came out with Angel Reese and now Dejanay. So they trying to rebrand themselves and make themselves back into a respectable brand. So depending on where you go, you have a different fight. You could be the first of something. You're trying to build something. Adidas, like I said, they got a whole roster of ladies. You got Chelsea Gray over there. You got Aaliyah Boston over there. You got Satu Sabli over there. You got Kalia Kappa over there. So they rebranding too, but they just hired Candace Parker a few months ago. So now Adidas is rebranding with a full roster of WNBA players. It looked like, and it's funny, and I'm not in no meetings. I'm not reading no articles, but when I look at Adidas, it seemed like they building with dogs. It seemed like they trying to put a roster of girls together that they could ball, right? It seemed like that's what Candace Parker vision is. When you look at Reebok, I don't know if this is what they doing, but if this is what they doing, I'm on board. It seemed like they trying to get a team full of baddies. It seemed like that's what they doing. I don't know. If that's what they doing, I support it. You get what I'm saying? So it depends. And like I said, you go to New Balance, Cam Brink could have went anywhere. She like, nah, I want to go start something. I want to start this on New Balance. You know what I mean? Rakia, same thing on Skechers. So it's like, depending on where you go, you got a different advantages, different disadvantages, or whatever the case may be. But the great thing is these shoe brands is representing women's basketball, and that's what's most important.
Yeah. We're forgetting Puma too. I think Stewie.
Stewie's on Puma. So you got options.
I like the fact that they started to reach out to the high school athletes. I was trying to say that real quick, Brooke, that Kalina signed with Adidas. You know what I'm
I
saying?
saw that commercial. She crossed up Gilbert.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's dope that they starting to reach out to the high
to
school.
the young women.
You know, I've seen that Kiki Rice was the first collegiate athlete on Jordan Brand.
Yeah, she was.
So look, Jordan Brand is another one.
I didn't realize, you know, and the funny thing is, out of all of them, that's the one that's making the least amount of noise. It seemed like with the women. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize Kiki Rice was on Jordan Brand until the other day. I seen her do. She was on. I think she was on Nightcap with Shannon and Ocho. I think I seen it on there.
Listen, man, if Deja Kelly is not with nobody, Reebok, go grab her next. Reebok, go grab Deja Kelly.
Who said that today? You probably the second.
No. They don't matter. I'm the first one that matter. I said it. You heard it here first from the perspective of Brooklyn. Reebok. If she not with a shoe brand, go grab Dejanay. We building a team full of baddies.
That was a smart signing though for them because she's all over social media. She's got a big following and a W.
She with Nike.
That was a good pick.
Nike doing a bad job. Reebok, go get her.
Nike's Nike. I don't think nobody going to have her out here.
I think Lexi Brown is under.
I like Adidas.
Lexi Brown, I think, is with Reebok.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're featuring. So they're featuring them three. Lexi, Dejanay, and Angel, and they've been promoting it. It's just that it's mainly on social media, and they've also talked about it outside because I've been talking to different people where I'm at. So they're promoting it. Is that we just got to give it time and stuff, and it's going to come together. Yeah. So with Asia doing a good job with these A1s, which I'm gonna buy me a couple pair. Those are going good right now. And then you got Angel coming out next year. They got a huge rollout for that. So I mean, they're starting to see it. Everybody's starting to watch it. And then Unrivaled, in my opinion, I think Unrivaled made it even better because you got to see different players. And now a lot of the jerseys that they came out with sold out in a day, like in a matter of seconds. So the game is pushing, and I agree with Brooke that you want your talent spread around. You don't want to just have everybody on one thing, and I think that's what messed it up back in the day because you had Don, Lisa, everybody, Cheryl on Nike. Nobody really was anywhere else, and if they were, you didn't really know about them because to Court's point, Nike, you know, they promote it. They got a big platform.
Not to cut you off, but we talked about this. We just recently talked about this athlete, but Keomi McMiller signed with Jordan Brand straight out of high school.
Exactly. Really? There you go. So whoever she goes to is most likely going to be a Jordan team. I think Aaliyah Chavez is with Jordan too. So wherever Keomi goes is going to be whatever team is promoted or sponsored by Jordan.
Got to do a better job at. That's what I want to end this with. Marketing and branding your women athletes. We see what Nike is doing. We see what Adidas is doing. But you have Jordan Brand, you have Puma, you have Reeboks, you have Skechers. We don't.
But B, they were trying. I'm not to cut you off, but Jordan's daughter was the one who introduced the women thing to them a long time ago, and they didn't listen until it was because they didn't make women Jordans until not recently, not too long ago. So that was because of Michael Jordan's daughter. So yeah, they're not going to be good with it right now, but if they are, but I think they're only going to come up, I think, until one of their athletes actually blows up. That's the only time they're going to do it. But I agree with you. They're trash at it, but they just recently start selling girl Jordans. I think it was like 5 or 8 years ago or something. Like it was real, like everybody else was selling women's stuff but them. It was real weird.
But HD, that's the point I was gonna make. What you just said, it's tough to brand somebody. The reason why certain men athletes sneakers sell so much is because they either winning championships or they constantly in the playoffs. So in order for them to right now,
Great
women
point.
basketball is taking off and is getting more limelight. So in order, they can't just market any woman's sneaker. It got to be the ones like that's why Asia Wilson is in a perfect place because she's going to the finals. So the younger ones that's coming up, they got to start making it to the playoffs and they got to win some championships, and then you're able to market their sneaker. But you can't just market.
And Brooke, they also got to get to the. They also got to get to the tournament too, because look,
that's my
if
point.
you get to the Sweet 16, Elite Eight, or Final Four consistently, or get to a title,
now your name is getting big. Now you national. Now they can market your sneaker.
I agree with that, Brooke. Great point. Great point.
I feel like Reebok missed out on, like, I know Super Bowl commercials are expensive, right? But they could have marketed the ncaa's that are popular now because Angel, she started wearing them in her rookie year. You've got to spend money to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Now the ncaa's are coming out and you barely see any promotion for them.
Yeah. So what if you were, this is what we gonna do. We gonna end this on playing a little game. Ain't nobody getting Nike because Nike already promoting well. We ain't gonna do Adidas. We gonna do Puma. So you got Brooke, you got Puma and Breonna Stewart. AD, I'm gonna give you Skechers and Rakia Jackson. Court, I'm gonna give you Reeboks. I'm gonna give you Reeboks and Angel them, and then HD, you got New Balance with Cam Brink. And I ain't even got to, you know what? I take Under Armour. I don't even know who with Under Armour. I think it's Marina Maber.
For Wiley.
I'm gonna take Under Armour. What would you do? What would you do to brand your specific? Like each one got a specific player or two players. What would you do to market and brand that player with the shoe, like with your brand? So, like, Brooke, you got Breonna Stewart and Puma. What would you do for her as far like something specific that's to Stewie to help market and build her brand with Puma?
I got an easy one. Like I would just off the top of my head, I would have it would be a commercial about a cat, right? It'd be a mountain lion, right? That's what a puma is. And I would have it running through the jungle or something, you know, dipping through the trees and shit like that. And then you know, it'd transform into like Stewie sneakers or something like that. And she's dribbling on the court. She running, you know, she dribbling past the people on the court. Jump like on some Jordan shit. She jumping over people for the layup. Yeah, I mean, she finished the layup. And then it says something like the Stewie so-and-so's, whatever. And then that's easy for me because Stewie just won a championship, like I said. So it's like you branding a champion shoes, right? And you showing like the hard work and the sweat she put in and, you know, finishing, you know, scoring a basket or something like that. A finishing beat with a buzzer beat or something like that. So it'd be something like that. Something with Puma, an actual Puma, a mountain lion, her sneakers, a dope colorway. You know what I'm saying? And her just finishing a bucket and then having like, you know, the actual visual of the sneaker. Something fly. Like if it's fly, I'm from New York, man. If it's fly, we gonna wear it. I will wear some of these girl sneakers and I'll kill it. Like I like the really quick just to end. I like what Angel did with the roses with her Reeboks and Unrivaled. That was fire to me. I would have killed that with something. So I'm saying, so like dope colorway, having her, you know, running through the jungle. You get what I'm saying? And then her just finish, and then it transforming her on the court, dribbling through the traffic, finishing with a layup or something like that.
All right, HD.
Puma, I need a check.
HD, you got Rakia Jackson and Skechers, I believe.
I thought you gave me Skechers. Okay, you gave me Skechers. Okay, Rakia and I got
What did I give you?
I thought you gave me Cam, but I'll take Skechers.
I gave you Cam and New Balance. That's why I
okay.
gave my
Okay, Cam and
You gotta watch out for B. She tricky. She gonna switch your shit up at the last minute on you.
Oh no! I work with BB. Me and BB here. Like even when we disagree,
I'm joking.
like she be trying to do it on the show. Be trying to switch it up on me. I gotta stay 10 toes down. Like hold up. What I would do with Cam is, since Cam is a model and she's a basketball player, I would do it mixed in with like off the court, she's modeling, doing a thing, and then on the court, got her in a jersey, got her playing the defense, and then I would combine it together to present Cam Brink, because Cam Brink is known on social media like crazy, and also a lot of people have sent clothes to her to model, as well as I would have her in a New Balance. I would have her in a New Balance sweats or that, or New Balance jersey and pants, balling, doing a little shot, showing some clips of her in a rookie year or even in college as well. Mix it in with her walking off a model, like baller by day, model by night. Here we go, New Balance, Cam Brink, and that's how I would promote her. And I would do that because the men will love watching her. They're going to want to go get something. And the women, they'll look and be like, oh, I didn't know a girl beautiful can play basketball. And they will go along with it. And the key component, she is white. So it will transfer everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's what I would do with New Balance.
AD,
for the record, I just want to say for the record, Stewie is white too. So
yeah, but Stewie ain't aesthetically pleasing to look at.
True.
Hey, Brooks said, hold on, wait, come back.
But see, with you did it perfect. You did it perfect with Stewie. I can't find, so I gotta go an extra mile.
No, that was fire. That was a fire commercial, definitely. I just wanted to say for the record, for the jury, Stewie is also white.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the jury. Don't get mad at us. We're just telling optics.
Hey, AD, you got Skechers and
Rakia, which is perfect. Yeah.
What would you do?
She's straight out of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That's the hometown. Y'all know what time it is. All right.
What up, though?
What up, though? Exactly.
My baby.
Detroit, my baby. My guy. But no, so Detroit as a city, we coming back. We coming back in a major way. They rebuilt the city. It's a lot of construction going on right now in the city. Obviously, Skechers is not a known, like they getting into the basketball game, right? Mm-hmm. They ain't never had a basketball sneaker. She gonna be the first basketball, especially female Sketcher. You know what I'm saying? Like, but somehow, and we know Rakia is beautiful. Like that sister's bad. That's a bad sister. Y'all know y'all seen the picture just recently with her Angel Reese. And I think people were saying her Angel kind of got a little. It's a little something going on with them too.
Notice from that picture. Never mind. She been eating her greens. That's all I'm gonna say. Been eating them greens.
Hey, we gonna move past Brooke in his comment.
Hey, it's a fact though. It's a fact though. And she bad. Like she's bad. She represents Detroit very well. And one thing about her, she's in LA, so she's in a big market. She's in the biggest market. You know what I'm saying? Outside of New York. So I don't know. It's hard to come up with something with Skechers because it's it's a new thing, but somehow I would try to tie in Detroit coming back as a city, and all of that, and something starting new, some type of starting new. I would have to tie in just starting new. The city coming back, starting new, and what we got going on here. Even though she playing in LA. And I had to tie that in somehow too, you know what I'm saying? But the player we know, Rakia is Rakia out cold, man. Y'all know I stand up for her. A lot of people talk about her defense, you know what I'm saying, her streakiness, like she's not consistent, you know what I'm saying? But you do see glimpses of stardom in her, you know what I'm saying? She definitely got the look. She definitely got the look of a star, the swagger of a star, you know what I'm saying? So, I will say this though, I was a little disappointed that she chose them. I think she jumped a little too fast and she could have had some other opportunities. especially behind her rookie campaign because she played very well. She might have been.
I agree, AD. I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
She might have been in second place as far as behind. Well, in third place. I forgot about. I almost forgot about Caitlin. I was thinking Angel, but you know what I'm
Listen,
saying.
Rick, he is talented enough to have been in first place. I think all three of them could have been 1, 2, 3, depending on the season. So
I think she landed in the perfect spot, bro. Like her going to LA was perfect for her. You know, being with Cameron Brink and Brink having an injury gave her more of a shine and gave her more of a goal on there. But I don't know. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Tie Detroit in there somehow. Use her, you know, her appeal, her sexiness, you know what I'm saying, somehow to gather the people. My son got some sketches upstairs, and the motherfuckers is out cold. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even lying to y'all. They lime green, all lime green. My mom bought them for Christmas with a little outfit, and he loved them damn shoes. But he 5. You know what I'm saying? I got to try to sell these to some adults. We gonna have to. I ain't even seen her shoe yet. I don't know. It's hard to market something new, but
Yeah.
you just gotta put her face on it and put her play on it somehow and tie in, you know, a new beginning, and we build it. And it's space for anybody out here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Like the new beginning though, AD. You talked about how. And I'm doing your job for you, but you talked about how
I'm not gonna lie. Before you go, B, I wanted to jump in, but I'm like, nah, this B game. But I kind of got an idea after you finish.
you talked about new beginnings and how Detroit rebranded, how Detroit is rebranding. Detroit is in a new beginning right now. Skechers is in a new beginning with women basketball and the shoe. So her motto can literally be new beginnings. She's in her second year as a WNBA player. That's a new beginning. She went from Mississippi State to Tennessee, a new beginning. So new beginning can literally be what she does.
Right.
It's also beautiful. So you can add in her beauty, her style influence, everything into that, and just tie it back to her and her personality. But Court, I don't know why I gave you Reeboks. I should have kept Reeboks for myself.
No.
You got Reebok and Angel Reese and Dejanay Carrington. So
I got this, big homie.
What you gonna do with Reebok?
You know how Angel, her response every time is, "I'm from Baltimore," right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go back to Baltimore, you film a commercial with young Angel growing up, her playing basketball in the NCAAs, teenager Angel growing up playing basketball in the NCAAs, and Angel now in the W growing up with the NCAAs on, saying, "If I could do it, you do too," and sell it to the younger kids and the women. They'll eat that up. But show the progression from her just picking up a basketball to high school to where she is now, and say, you know, women matter. If I could do it, anyone could do it.
It's good.
Short and simple.
Hey, you went simple. You went short and simple. You ain't tied none of her accomplishments in it. I mean, she is on the Met Gala committee. You know, she do be doing her model thing, but I like the idea of making it personable. Going back to her origin and digging deep into that. I don't even think NCAAs was out. They may have been, but just going back into her origin and you know what? I ain't giving you my idea. I'm gonna move on to me. I got Under Armour.
I like Court's idea, by the way. I think it was like, I think it was a dope idea because it touched people. Like her idea touched like and Angel have the effect on young girls. So I think that's what her idea is about. Like talking to the younger ones, saying, "Hey, listen, you could do this too."
You know what? Also, Court is on the right track. I would add it like, you know, I'm from Baltimore, but also adding in like her fashion, how wanted to make it like an old school type of movie, like them old queen bosses walking out and just taking different snapshots, like from a 90s type of camera, to give that type of feel along with the new era. I would try to do that with, because Angel's basically she's not acting, she's like a movie star. If you think about it, like everything she does, any commercial she does is like she's a natural. Like, so you could tie some of that into it as well. And along with the I'm from Baltimore, and then tie in, you know, different parts of the city in there, like the court she played on, like the parts where, like, you know, showing like a Mellow jersey or something, and then it got her name on it. Like, just, that's a great idea she had. I would just add on to that with other stuff as well. Cause she's so, like, she's from Baltimore, but she's glam with it. Like, she's glamorous and she tough with it. Like, show some plays where she knocking Shakira over, doing some things on the court, you know. Like, I that's a great idea, but I just wanted to add some 2 cents to that.
We don't want we don't want a little dog. We want a big dog.
Y'all about to give me my props.
Show her knocking over Fee. We want a big dog.
Right. We want a big dog. Right. That's what we want, a big dog.
I don't know who Fee sound with, but y'all about to give me some props on, man. Because
somebody said Nike.
I think, man, good. I got Under Armour and Malaysia Fort Wiley. I think Marina Mabry is with Under Armour as well. I think she just recently did some shoots with them.
We don't care about her though. Go with Fort Wiley.
I would play off of Malaysia Fort Wiley and her being from Carolina. I would play off of that. I would, similar to what Corey said, I would go back to childhood too and show her in a sports circuit throughout her childhood. My only difference would be that it would be a dream. And the reason why it would be a dream is because I'm going to play on her relationship with Stephen Curry. And she's going to go through the sports circuit from Pee Wee to AAU to traveling basketball to South Carolina dominating. And then at the draft. But the draft is going to be for the NBA. And she's going to be the first woman to get into the NBA through the draft. She gonna play with the Golden State Warriors. She gonna wear number 30. She gonna be doing her thing in her dream. She gonna wake up and be like, "The heck?" Get up, put her sneakers on, zoom in to her putting on the Under Armours and picking up the ball, and then she gonna head out the door and hit the court. I'm gonna play on everything. I'm gonna make people mad. I'm gonna make people, because you know people say women can't do what men do. Women can't.
Right.
I'm gonna make people mad because she got drafted to the NBA, not the W, the NBA. Then she went in there and put on number 30 and played for the Golden State Warriors and was killing them. But it's gonna be a dream, and I'm gonna play off of that being her dream to go to the league, because when I was born, I didn't want to be in the WNBA. I always told people I'm going to NBA. I'm gonna be the first woman in NBA. I'll be the first woman in NBA. But that's how, like, women, we appreciate the W. We love the W. W is the league for us. But before it was the W, we thought we could hoop with the men. And we still believe we can hoop with the men. So I'm just gonna play on her dreams of being a pro. So that's my thing for Under Armour. We're gonna use Malaysia Fort Wiley. We're gonna use her connection with Steph Curry. We're gonna make people mad. We're gonna make people happy. But we gonna push it. We're gonna push it.
B, I'm gonna send you an invoice for all that stealing you just did.
I ain't steal nothing.
I did think about that, Court. I ain't gonna hold you.
I ain't steal nothing.
She was like that. That was terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit from the courts.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna send you my invoice.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go first, but I ain't steal it. I promise you, I did.
Hey, chat. So we need you to vote. If you like Stewie's commercial, put a 1 in the chat. If you like Cam Brink's commercial, put a 2 in the chat. If you like Rakia's commercial, put a 3 in the chat. And
3 1 3.
If you like Angel commercial, put a 4 in the chat. And if you liked for Wiley's commercial, put a 5 in the chat so we can see who won. I'm a little biased.
That reminded me of that Jesse the Dolls meme.
He said, "Yeah, look, he want his Tigers, his Pumas to win." And somebody said 4. Who was 4? I won 4. I was 5. Oh, 4 was they.
I just did it. I did it in order. So I was 1. The order we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, somebody said 1. You got 1, Brooke. 4. Court winning right now.
Appreciate you,
4
Paige.
Hey,
appreciate
HD,
you. You see the vision, Paige.
We got another one. I think this chat is biased. I think these.
Yeah, this is an Angel chat.
Hey,
I like Angel commercial.
Y'all can win anyway. I got the dub.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay, man. Hey, Court. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Court, man, had a good commercial. Shoot.
I like Court commercial.
Court had a good commercial.
Yeah. Court, you know what? Court did have the second best commercial. She did. I liked her commercial.
No, sir. I'm not gonna let you get that off. BK, don't start.
The chat was a little bit biased though, but
he said the chat a little bit biased.
Hey, let's give Court a round of applause. Shout out to Court.
Hey, Reeboks, if you heard what Court said, hit the DMs. Hit the DM. We'll get you in touch with
Hit the DMs with an invoice. We ain't do none of this for free. We ain't doing none of this for free.
These companies they hire all these older people. You need younger people on your staff. We know like what other people want to hear. Like that older generation is all played out. It's a new way of marketing.
Somebody told me that Lynette was the first one to get drafted to the NBA. See, that's what makes my commercial even better. It's a dream.
No, don't get that off. Don't get your takes off. Take that out.
You want to know what happened, Court? After she woke up, she realized she had the third best commercial. It was me and you.
Hey. No.
Wait. What did Angel said? She turned dogs into dog food. That's what I just did.
That's a fact. She definitely said that.
She doing too much yapping on the show. We appreciate y'all coming on the show with us today. HD Court rocking out with me, Brooke and AD. We gonna end the show here. We ask everybody to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my channel, B Sports Buzz, subscribe to Brooklyn channel, the perspective with BK80s, and subscribe to AD's channel. Fast Break, that's FSTBRK. Also, my guy HD got a channel. Welcome to HDII TV. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe. And Court ain't got no channel. She just a stalker who like to follow me around from Twitter.
That's
messed up, yo. That's crazy word. Don't put that out there. They gonna believe it. You know they believe everything on the internet.
Hey, somebody said, can we post the links in the chat? I'll post the links in the chat while Brooke and AD get their goodbyes off.
Wait, BK, slide your Twitters because I'm sliding your DMs about sellers.
You said what's my Twitter? My Twitter is the same thing as my name. So it's
because
it's trying to bother me talking about I'm finna slide in your DMs about selling. She sat up here and she listened to us, bro. She listened to us have our debate about sellers.
Yeah. What side was she on? I'm assuming she on your side because she won.
She always on.
We roll with Maryland all day. Maryland, baby.
It's Maryland.
It's Merlin.
People get on me. I say Merlin too.
The people from there call it Merlin, baby. I been around. I grew up around Merlin people.
I say Merlin too. People get on me for my
they call it Merlin.
Yeah, but my Twitter is is the same thing as mine. See, it's not on here. I put it in a private chat. You can see you know where the private chat is at?
Yeah, you just gotta hit the private chat on that.
I don't gotta be the private chat. I put it in chat. Anybody can follow me. It ain't private. My Twitter.
All right, I'm dropping the links in the chat right now. Make sure y'all go follow Brooklyn at the Perspective with Brooklyn 80s.
That's my YouTube page. I could definitely subscribe, hit the like button, holla at me in the comments. I holla back. And that's also my Twitter. If anybody want to holla at me on Twitter, is at 80s Baby Earth.
Hey, I think AD actually changed his name. It's
I
Get
did.
Active with AD.
I did, but y'all know I don't.
Oh, you should have told me, AD. I'm still promoting the old name.
Wait, my whole thing is I don't even care about the channel, bro. I just
Don't
like
do
to talk
that because I
It's
can't
okay.
care about it more than you care about. I'm trying to help promote you, brother.
Look, I know, I hear you, but I really like. I ain't worried about that, bro. I really ain't, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here to just talk sports and have some fun. Man. You know what I'm saying? Honestly,
I still want you to be. You know, I still want you. So it's active with AD. Is active. What is it now? Promote the channel now.
With AD. Go ahead, AD. Promote the channel. Go ahead.
Get active with AD, but like I said, I ain't worried about it. I really ain't.
You might as well call it AD active.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I honestly, my channel really about to turn into my daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's really just gonna be her. It's gonna be all about you know her footage and her playing basketball and all of that everywhere we go.
B, did you see that?
I'm
They told us
literally
to tell
going to
Carlin
South Bend, bro. Next weekend, I'm going to South Bend. She got a tournament in South Bend next week. I'm going out there. When I go out there, I might interview some of them people out there just to see what they think about Hannah and Olivia's situation, and just see what the vibes is out there. Because I'm literally going. I think we going to Notre Dame. That's where her game is at. You know, we're gonna be out there for the weekend, so I'm gonna tap in with the people out there and see what they talk about.
Smoke Junior, what did you do to get banned from the playback?
For me getting on here, if it happened, it happened. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on that.
What? Somebody got banned. Somebody got banned on the playback.
Yeah, they want us to unban this.
Smoke Junior. Smoke Junior talking about, hey,
B, you done pissed B off. What you said about 12 Island? You done dissed 12 Island and B done blocked you.
It probably was me, to be honest. What did you say?
It probably was Court, actually. Court quicker.
I will ban you in 2.5 seconds. What'd you say?
Good job, Court. Good job.
You will. But like I said, thank y'all for coming on the panel with us today. It was a great show, for participating in our game and everything, rocking out with us. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna bring y'all this show every Thursday now. We're gonna try to give it to y'all every Thursday now. Just a little schedule change, that's all. But thanks for rocking out with us. Like, comment, subscribe to the channels. All the channels is in the chat. And that's all we got for y'all. Have y'all a good night. Be safe. And as I say on Twitter, stay black. Period. Bye.
Yes. Y'all take it easy.